friends, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today we are going to go over the Inkwell Press lineup for 2018. I do have separate, really in-depth videos on each one of these. So I have videos on the coil free, on the coil bound, and on the quarterly for 2018. But I wanted to do a quick comparison with them all together because I know one of my hard things when first ordering from Inkwell Press was I knew I wanted to get one of their planners, but I didn't know which one I really wanted and which one would be better for me and the main differences. And so I wanted to have them all together in a video. And then if you want to know specifically real detailed walkthrough of each one, go and watch those videos. I have a whole Inkwell Press playlist. And so, yeah, I have a separate video on each one of these for 2018. Let's start with the main differences here. Your coil bound, so they call this your hardback book, and your coil free is what they call it. This is the exact same planner, but in two different, cover setups. And this one, you get a few extras with pocket-wise, and you get monthly tabs. Okay, so let's go into that first. These two come with, this is a very important fact, with 140 GSM paper. So they're both the exact same planner in these two books and the exact same paper. 140 GSM paper is the best planner paper of any planner company that I am aware of or that I have reviewed. It is my favorite paper to write on. To give you a comparison, ERIN CONDREN's new paper this year equates to about a 120 GSM. And that is good paper, but it is not 140, and they are different types of paper. So even if ERIN CONDREN went up to 140, they are using different types of paper. And I really love to write on Inkwell paper. I love their paper. Their paper is my favorite planner paper. Now, in the quarterly book, here's a main difference. This book comes with only 120 GSM paper. It's the same flex layout. These are all her flex layout, which are all her horizontal layout. But this paper is 120 GSM. It's her same type of paper, so it feels the same, but it's only 120. I still love this paper in this book. You will not be disappointed with the paper if you get the quarterly book, but you can tell a difference. This paper is 140, this paper is 120. And so even though this paper is the same GSM as the ERIN CONDREN paper, it feels different because, like I said, they're using different types of paper. And I do love the ERIN CONDREN paper upgrade this year, but I still prefer the Inkwell Press paper as being my favorite planner paper so far. Okay, all three of these, like I said, utilize the exact same color scheme. She rotates through 4 color schemes throughout the year and repeats those monthly. And then they are the exact same layout. These are all the horizontal flex layout. Her vertical layout, which she calls the classic layout, is only available at Office Max, Office Depot stores, or online with them. You cannot buy it online with Inkwell Press. And I do not have the 2018 classic layout. I do have reviews of the 2017 classic layout on my channel, though. She uses the exact same colors. It is just a vertical layout. Okay, so let's go into these today. First of all, if you are trying to decide between, like, let's say the quarterly and the bound book, let's go into this a little bit because these are both bound, but very different because if you get the quarterly, you are only having to carry one slim, really lightweight book with you around at any time. If you get the bound, you have to carry the whole book with you throughout the entire year, obviously. So the quarterlies, the one thing that bothered me with the quarterlies was, let's say I'm almost to the end of quarter 1, but I'm going somewhere and I knew I was going to have to make an appointment in quarter 2. I would have to remember to bring both books with me. Now, I could, yes, just scribble in the back of this book what my appointment is, but then I wouldn't have my calendar with me to check dates. So since then, I've really started to try to put all my important dates in my phone also, so I wouldn't have that problem. But that's your only issue. You don't have your whole year with you at once. And there are a few extra pages you don't get in the quarterlies. But I love the quarterlies for so many reasons. If you want to know what I've used them for, because I've used them for so many things other than just daily planning, you watch my quarterly video. They are just so versatile because they are so small, yet it is the exact same calendar and weekly calendar you are getting in here. You're getting the same things. You're getting the same monthlies. You're getting the same mission boards. You're getting the same plan and focus and habit tracker page. It's just a little bit smaller. So this is an A5 size, and this is a 7x9 size. And I will show you, compare you what maybe a month looks like. So here is April, and this book completely lays flat. Completely lays flat. And this book will completely lay flat once you just have used it a teeny bit. And it's a sewn book, and it is made beautifully. And mine I was so rough with in 2017, and none of them came apart. I even was folding mine backwards all the time and clipping them, and they held up beautifully. So see, once you just massage it a little bit, it lays completely open. But let's go to the same month. Let's go to April so you can see. So your page layout, you see in the size, it is the exact same. You know, everything is just scaled down a tiny bit smaller. You have a little bit less room for writing. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. Something else I want to point out is you'll notice it's a tiny color difference. And that's just because of the printing, I'm guessing, on. This is 140 GSM paper, and this is the 120 GSM paper. And so the printing comes out a tiny bit different in the coloring. That's not a big game changer or anything that bothers me, to be honest. Right now, I've used my quarterlies as a daily journal. I've used them for so many things. Right now, I'm using them on my nightstand because my planner generally stays downstairs. And on my nightstand, I like to track these 3 daily habits, which I kind of don't know how I've done on them until I'm going to bed at night. And so I like to have that right on my nightstand, and I can kind of check in with this every night and check in with my goals for those 3 habits. So I'm not actually using it for monthly or daily planning right now, or even journaling like I was. I'm utilizing this page in it right now for the end of my 2017 books. But that's why I love it, because I actually have it folded over like this on my nightstand, and it takes up like no space, and yet it sits there perfectly. And so I love the rounded corners. I love that students, if you have girls in middle school or high school or even college who don't want a big heavy planner to carry around, this weighs like nothing. And so it can easily fit in any one of their binders or just thrown in their backpack. And it's everything you need. And it really is enough room. But it's not big and heavy because you're only carrying around 1/4 at a time. So I think these books are genius. The only one thing I wish they would make one of these books to be all your monthlies, to have that option, or make a monthly only book just like this that you can buy separately for those of us that want to carry all our months with us. So I would love for them to make a separate product of a monthly only book that is this size. So I would, yes, please, InkWELL. I would love that. Okay, so if you're looking for bound, those are the main differences. You have to decide if you want a little bit more writing space or if you want lighter weight, portable to carry around with you. So that is what you are giving up, is just a little bit of space. And not a huge amount, really. I have written and planned in both of these. And, I mean, you do notice. You are like, well, this is more space. But it is not huge. So, February. And like I said, the ink might look a teeny bit different because the printing does look, the ink might look a teeny bit different because the printing does look a teeny bit different. But those are your main differences with these books. Okay, I do need to point this out. Quarterly has some note pages at the end of every book. which I love. She puts note pages at the end of every book, and you have a 2018-2019 for future planning calendar at the end of every book. But something you do not have in your quarterly is her extra pages that she throws in here at the back. Let me show you. So in the back of both of your bigger planners, you get a gift list page. You get a travel page, which is 3 trips worth of travel info. You get a project planning page, which is for 2 projects. And you get a monthly bill tracker page. And then she goes into her few note pages. You do not get these extra pages in the quarterly. And you do not get this 2019 Make Big Plans page for lines for your future planning. Okay, so you don't get those pages in your compact quarterly books. The quarterlies are also a cheaper way to try out InkWELL Press. If I remember right, they are $36. This book is $44. And your coil bound is $58, I believe. It might be $54. It might be $54 or $56. Anyway, okay, so let's get into the differences in these books if you're trying to decide between them. You have to decide, do you want a hard surface to write on? When you fold this over, you have something hard to carry around and write on. This one, you cannot fold it over to write, and this is a soft cover. So you don't have that same hard surface or fold over aspect of it. So if you love to have your page turned, to a half a sheet sitting, on your desk for that week, and you don't want to have this book open to your whole week all the time, taking up almost double the space, then that's something to think about. I personally, though, have really enjoyed writing in it without a coil. I'm using her daily planner right now, which is in this exact same type of book, her daily planner from InkWELL, and I love not having a coil. So I think that's going to be a big plus for next year, not having a coil right here when you're writing in your 3 boxes there. Or if you're left-handed, you'll really love not having that coil too, I hear from lefties. Now, you do not have tabs. That's something that you're giving up. You're giving up your tabs, and you are giving up like your elastic band. You are giving up this extra pocket right here. This accordion pocket. You are giving up your accordion pocket. You are giving up, which can hold her journals. She sells journals this exact same size as the quarterlies, and they fit right in that accordion pocket, and actually your book still closes really well. So her sewn journals fit in that accordion pocket. So you're giving up that accordion pocket. You're giving up this really great pocket, and she's even added a 3rd pocket in here this year. So you really have a lot of pocket options. There are no pockets in the coil-free, no pockets. They all have these same pages at the back, the same extra pages that I showed you earlier, the same notes pages. So you're getting all that same info. So those are the things you're giving up. It also comes with a ruler to mark your spot, which the bound one you don't have. They all have this at the beginning, even the quarterlies, okay? They all have important dates, big events, and happenings. Oh, I'm sorry. Your quarterly does not have important dates, big events, and happenings. Just her bigger books. But her quarterly does have this goals page. The exact same goals page at the beginning before January. So they both have that. So that's the one extra page that the quarterly does give you the same. And then you have your year at a glance right there. And the quarterly gives it to you at the back of every book. And you don't have your quote page in the quarterly. But the quote page is in the bound. All that same stuff is in the bound. Okay. You just don't have your pockets and the hardcover and those other things I mentioned. Okay, so I hope that this video might help you if you were really trying to see the differences, which might be harder to see watching 3 different videos. I hope that this might help you make a decision on which one you want to go with for 2018 if you're trying to decide. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day and happy planning until next time. Bye-bye.